Hi guys, I missed you. Welcome back to my channel. It's Mel. For those of you who don't know me, you're about to get to know me really well. I share a lot of personal stuff here. Um, Today's video is going to be a follow-up of the video about my mom's death and the ways that it affected me. When I made that video, it was 2 months after her passing, and today marks 1 year from her funeral. So I thought this would be the perfect time to sort of check in and give you an update and tell you how things have changed. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was the stages of grieving. There are 5 stages of grieving, and I am definitely all the way through them. I've definitely accepted her death at this point. I don't know exactly when that happened, but I'm definitely as over it as I'm going to be, I think. Obviously, I miss her, but that's never gonna go away. So I feel like I've made it over, like, the worst, you know? So I mentioned in that other video that I was feeling very mad about her death, which I know was actually one of the stages, and I found that out after I made the video. So I guess I wasn't like at acceptance yet. I was in the anger stage. And I don't feel angry anymore, but I still feel like some type of mad. Like, it's just different. Like, I don't get worked up about it anymore, and I don't get like heated, but when I think about it, I think it's bullshit. She should be here. I don't understand like why it had to be her. It should have been someone else. Like, why her? Why such a good person? She had so much going for her. Like, it's just bullshit, and I hate the way that it is, and that is how I feel about it. But it is what it is, and there's no point in dwelling on it. So there's that. Another thing that I mentioned in my other video was that there were always things that I wanted to ask her and things that I wanted to tell her. And let me just tell you, like, if you're going through something like I did, it does get better. It does start to go away. I found that right after she died, I had a ton of questions I wanted to ask her, and I had a ton of things that I wanted to say to her, and it was because of that literal event of her passing. Like, I wanted to talk to her about it because I talked to her about everything, so it was like I wanted to update her on the most relevant thing going on in my life, which was her passing, if that makes sense. So it was literally because of that I wanted to talk to her so bad. And now that that's not like the most relevant thing going on with me anymore, I don't feel the need to talk to her so much about it. I thought for sure, because it happened like at least every day, there were like things I wanted to say to her. I thought like, oh my god, this is never gonna go away. It was the worst feeling ever, but it's very rare now that there's something that I like, darn, I wish I could tell her. It's like not even, it really doesn't happen anymore. So that pretty much only happens, at least for me, it only happened sort of like in the beginning of everything and just getting used to her not being there anymore. I do think about her pretty often, but not daily. At first it was daily, but I have definitely gone, I'm not sure how long, but at least a day without her crossing my mind, 100%. So, yes, it's relevant. Yes, I miss her and I think about her sometimes, but it's not constant and it's not like, she's always in the back of my mind. So, the thing though that sort of sucks is that I always heard that when one of your loved ones pass away, you can sort of feel their presence with you after they die. They sort of like stay with you. So I know that my aunt, my mom's sister, said basically from day one, from the day my mom died, my aunt has been feeling my mom's presence. Um, but I haven't felt that. It's been a year, and I never for 1 second felt my mom or thought that she was in the same room with me, like her spirit or something. Maybe it's because I don't believe in heaven, but like but I never was like closed minded about it either. I never was like, oh, that's impossible. I was hoping to feel that way, but it just never happened for me. So this now is the longest time that I've ever gone without seeing her. And I thought, if I feel her, maybe it won't be so bad like being without her for this long, but I haven't felt her. So it's been it's been a little over a year since I've seen her, and I think the second longest time I've gone without seeing her was maybe like 6 months or something. So I've never gone this long without seeing her before, and I don't really want to think about it that hard right now. I really don't feel like crying. I just want to make this like a quick video. But it sucks. It really sucks, and I'm still afraid that I'm going to like forget a lot of my memories with her, because like your memory is only like so good. It only lasts so long, and it really just sucks that I lost her so early. But other than that, I do dream about her very, very rarely though. I think since she died, I've probably dreamed about her like five-ish times total. But what's really like kind of eerie is that all of my pretty much all of my dreams, I might have had like one or two good ones, but they've all been super like creepy and scary, and like it didn't seem like her. And in all of my dreams, she was either dead or dying or extremely disabled or sick or something. She's usually like really groggy in my dreams. She's not very attentive. She doesn't really say anything. A lot of times her face is covered. It's so weird and creepy, and the vibes are so bad, and I hate having those dreams. Um, the only one dream that I had about her where she was totally normal, problem free, cancer free, we were just having like a genuine good time together, and I created like one last memory for myself with her after she died. That was probably like maybe a week after she died. Like I got one good dream out of it. But after that, it was all scary, bad dreams. It can be kind of triggering, but thank God it doesn't happen that often. But yeah, so there's that. And I guess the last thing that I want to say, that really only personally relates to me, so this isn't going to be very like relatable for anyone else because this is very specific to my situation. But I mentioned in my video that my stepfamily and I weren't close, and that I still wanted to maintain a relationship with my half sister, who is about to be 7. Oh my god, yeah, 7. I was saying that I had an issue with not knowing how to keep a relationship with her because I didn't want to have to talk to basically her dad, um, because he just never really was that nice to me, at least in a very, very long time. He hasn't been. He just wasn't somebody I wanted to keep in my life for my own personal reasons. It just sucked that I needed to in order to keep his daughter in my life. So the update with that is I think I saw her one time since the funeral. I saw her on Christmas for sure. My brother and I visited her for Christmas. And I actually do have a story that goes along with that that kind of explains a lot. So my mom died September 5th. So my brother and I visited from Tennessee for Christmas, which was about a little bit more than 3 months after my mom died. So we went to visit my mom's house, which now belonged to all my stepfamily. Nobody else lived there. It was literally, it's just their house now. And we went because we got Vanessa a present for Christmas and we wanted to give it to her. So we went over to their house. I don't know if I told you her name, but Vanessa is my half sister. So we gave Vanessa her present, and Mike gave us presents. He gave us $50 gift cards each, which was really nice. And it was sort of like weird being there because that was the first time that we'd been there. Well, the first time I'd been there without my mom. So it was like very much not my house anymore. It felt very taken over. It didn't feel comfortable. It felt like I was literally visiting like a stranger's house or like a friend's house that I hadn't been to in a really long time. It was very bizarre. Even though I lived there for literally 19 years. But it really hit when I went upstairs to my old room and I saw that it had been blocked off. by so much shit that I couldn't even walk in there. So it was like the second my mom died, they took all of Alex's stuff from his room, which he never really officially cleaned out, because pretty much what happened is my mom died and he took off, because why would he want to stay there? So he just took like his essentials and left everything else, all of his furniture, like everything in his closet, he left at my mom's to deal with later, because he just wanted to get the hell out of there. It was a bad space for him to be. Um, so all that stuff was there, but we saw that when we visited during Christmas and went upstairs to look at our old rooms, because I wanted to get something from it. Alex, I think, wanted to get something from his room. They had moved all of Alex's stuff into my room, which was emptied out. And I know you guys saw that because I made a vlog with my empty room. I think it's called like Moving Vlog Part 2. In that video, you'll see my emptied out room. And I was expecting to see that when I visited during Christmas. But my room was trashed, a total disaster. I literally had to climb over dressers and chairs and doors and things to literally get to my stuff that was all the way in the back of the room in my closet. And Alex's room had become one of my stepsister's rooms, because originally the two stepsisters were sharing a room, and then Alex and I were moved out. So it was like there was 2 rooms that weren't occupied and they were sharing one. So yeah, I like totally understand why they did that. Like it would have been ridiculous for them to be 2 unoccupied rooms and they still had to share one. So yeah, I guess Alex's room might have been bigger or more appealing or something, but I guess they chose that one for some reason. But they didn't tell us, and we had to find out when we got there. And again, it's understandable, but it did really, really suck, not having any kind of warning. And being in my mom's house for the first time since she died obviously was hard enough as it is, but then seeing that made it a lot harder. And I could tell that my stepdad felt bad about it because he didn't tell us. He kind of like chased us up the stairs to give us a warning. He's like, just so you know, we changed things around, because I'm sure he knew in that moment it was kind of shitty. But you know, whatever, it's their house now. It was hard. And I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to take my camera and be like, oh my God, look what happened to my room. Like, this is crazy. But it was just such an unhappy, heartbreaking thing to see. I couldn't do it. And I wanted to get out of there as soon as I could. So I got the few things that I went in there for. Alex was upset because his room was totally gone. I mean, his was empty. There was none of his stuff left in there. It was just thrown in mine. And I mean, his stuff was broken. It was in bad condition. It's not like they carefully removed his items from his room and placed it in mine. It literally looked like they took the stuff and threw it in my room. That's how it looked based on the condition of his furniture and based on the layout of my room. They just did it so half-assed, so carelessly, and I just felt bad for Alex for having his stuff ruined, like without warning, without an apology. Like, what the hell? Like, his mom dies and he leaves like the traumatic situation and he comes back to this. Like, and I feel bad for myself too, not to like throw myself a pity party, but like, yeah, my childhood is so fucking over, and like that house is never gonna be mine again. And it sucks. So much stuff took place in there. All my old videos took place in there. Yeah, it's just so gone. And the messed up part, that's the justified part of it. Like, yeah, they took an extra room and they put all the things into the empty one. Like, okay, yeah, whatever. Here's the part though that I don't think is justifiable. Whenever I visited from Tennessee before my mom died, when Alex was still living at home and only my room was the empty one, whenever I visited, that room stayed empty, it stayed mine, and it was mine to sleep in whenever I visited. It basically served as my personal guest room. But basically, what happened is that the second my mom died, they finally felt like it was okay to take over my room because I'm sure my mom never let that happen, which is why my room remained untouched even though I didn't live there anymore. But now that my mom is gone, she can't defend me anymore. I can't say anything anymore, especially if I don't know what's going on. But what's messed up is I can't visit anymore. Basically, they've made it so that if Alex and I want to come visit, we can't sleep there. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but that definitely impacted us. That definitely is real. Um, it's a very unwelcoming environment. And it may seem like I'm overthinking that, like maybe that's not why they did it. Maybe they weren't trying to make it so that you had nowhere to stay. They just had like no choice. That's just how it worked out. Well, the reason that I sort of think that looking back on it is because for Christmas, we gave Vanessa her present. We got her Legos as a gift. So we were building her Legos with her and spending time with her. And then my stepdad said to us while we were there, while we were hanging out with her, we need to leave by, I think, 2 o'clock or whatever time it was. And we didn't really think about why that was, but we just knew that I guess he had plans or something at that time, so we needed to leave. And later we found out that the Christmas party, the annual Christmas party that we have with our family, was being held at our house, and we were not invited. So, I mean, come on. And we made it very, very clear while we were there. Like the whole week that we visited for Christmas, we stayed with my uncle, with friends. We were kind of just like hopping around because we didn't have a fucking home anymore to visit. Like, they made it so that we had to stay somewhere else. So we explained to him, like, yeah, we're staying at our uncle's house today, but he's gonna be gone all day, and we're just gonna be home alone in his house doing nothing, giving him plenty of opportunities to be like, oh, spend Christmas with us. But obviously, he didn't do that. It was just so eye-opening to see the way like the switch flipped the second my mom died. Like all of a sudden, he blatantly didn't want anything to do with us anymore. He didn't have to put on an act anymore because my mom was gone, because my mom was the one who was tying us together. But without her, I mean, now it's just Vanessa, but that's such a weak tie that it almost doesn't count. And Mike can pretty much say or do whatever he wants to us now, and there's nothing that anybody can do to stop it. So we were not invited to our own family's Christmas party. And my mom's side of the family, like my aunt and stuff, the people that were blood related to me, like not just my step family's family, like I think my actual mom's family was invited to that Christmas party. I don't think they went. I think they chose not to go. But I do think they were invited, and that just makes it even more messed up that Alex and I weren't. And that is what justifies my theory that they made our house unvisitable. I think that they just want to get rid of us completely. Um, that seemed to be the goal, but especially now it does because we have not heard from him in months, and we have tried to reach out many times. I visited during Crivets again when I went to Crivets. That must have been August. So, probably, I think it was exactly 1 month ago, actually, that I visited Illinois. And I wanted to see Vanessa, and I texted Mike, I think 3 separate days, 3 separate times, and he didn't reply to any of my texts. And Alex called him saying, I want to visit, we want to schedule something. And he even left a voicemail when Mike didn't answer, and nothing. He has not responded to me or Alex at all. And he is very clearly existing. We do have a very good neighbor friend who keeps an eye on the house, not like in a creepy way, but he's right across the street. He sees what's going on. Mike and everyone is very much just living their normal life. They're just literally neglecting us, and there's nothing we can do. I've reached out multiple times. Alex has reached out multiple times. Alex even tried to visit her once, and Mike said, no, we're busy or something. That was before he like officially cut us off. But I think that's what's happening. I think we're literally in the process of being officially cut off right now by our stepfamily. And that is just disgusting. Honestly, disgusting. If my mom saw what was going on right now, like, I wonder if he even thinks about her, you know? Like, does that even cross his mind? Like, she would be so upset about this. And I don't think he cares. I really don't think that he cares. And it sucks that having a relationship with Vanessa is now, like, not even an option. But I guess it is what it is. It's out of my control now, so now at least I don't have to feel guilty for not having a relationship because I tried. I mean, I've done what I can. I'm out of state. The most I can do is try to text and call and reach out to them when I visit, and I did those things, and I've gotten no response. So I guess I'll just have to try again when she's 18 and can legally do whatever the fuck she wants. And she can choose by herself to have a relationship with me. And I hope she does. And, but you know what? I feel like they are just going to brainwash her to dislike us so bad that she won't even be interested by the time that comes. But it's just so crazy because, I mean, the last time I saw her, she was so bubbly and happy to see me, and she's always been so happy to see us. But I mean, I'm just trying to put the pieces together in my head, and I feel like if he is literally ignoring us, and by the way, he didn't change his number. Like, we know for sure that he has the same number. Because my aunt called him and he answered her, of course. So, yeah, the fact that he'll answer my mom's sister and not her kids is just, like, so, petty, I feel, and small and immature on his part. Hi, Rocky's here. I just, it's fine. I mean, I guess I wanted him out of my life anyway because, and it's not like I am mean or something, or it's just that he's treated me so badly that, like, how could I possibly benefit from having him in my life any longer, you know? But so I guess everything happens for a reason, and if something's meant to be, it'll be. So I guess the decision was made for me, and it's probably easier this way. But I guess it's just a waiting game at this point to see when I'll be able to get in touch with Vanessa again. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. But I love you. I love him, guys. I love him so much. But anyway, that's pretty much the situation. And I did have my stepdad's sister, right? So my step aunt, she actually reached out to me and apologized on his behalf after watching my last video, which I really appreciated because it was never like my distant step family that I had issues with. It was always like the direct step family that lived in my house. I was always very close and loving with the rest of his family, you know, like aunts and uncles and cousins and things like that. So losing them was hard because I know for sure, like, if I'm never gonna see like Mike and them again, there's no way I'm gonna see the rest of their family. So I just lost like half of my family over there. It's just weird. I rarely saw them anyway because I was already living out of state since 2018, but it's just so official now. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I think that's like all of like the updates that I wanted to give based on the last video. I know I keep saying like every video I keep saying I'm not going to make any more videos like this, but obviously that's like I just keep making them, so I'm not going to tell you anymore that oh, I'm going to make different content. Like who knows? Honestly, I'm just going to make whatever I want at this point. I did move and I still have to talk to you about that. So probably my next video is going to be a big update video on where I've been, because I've been purposely keeping myself off the map as much as possible. But I want to finally open up and tell the world what's going on with me. Rocky, please, please don't knock that over. So we'll see. I have a few ideas in the works, but yeah, I don't know what to tell you to expect anymore at this point. Obviously, I keep having like these weird personal talky videos, so I'll probably keep doing those. You guys just let me know if you like them. Leave a like on this video if you want to see more, that way I'll know. And you can dislike it. If you don't like seeing this stuff from me, then just leave a dislike and I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll make different stuff from now on. But yeah, that's it. So pretty please subscribe if you haven't yet. I will love you forever. I will talk to you guys later. We love you, right? We love them. So anyway, thanks for watching and thanks for the support. It means the world to me. Bye guys.